Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and I don't think I've ever done a Shaman Torghast run, ever. I felt like there was not enough abilities in the anima powers for Shamans to just kind of make a build that was of unique specificity, like a thematic build rather. But I think with some of the changes in Torghast, Shaman theme build might actually be a thing. Not saying that Shamans were bad for Torghast, they were pretty good. It's just you were kind of just a hodgepodge of abilities and nothing really felt like unique. You couldn't really go in the specific direction of a build, but I believe now you might be able to with specific powers. So without having a specific build, let's try to see if we can craft something unique and awesome inside of Torghast with the twisting corridors on my enhancement Shaman. I think I'm gonna do this twisting corridors on a 6. I do want a little bit of a challenge, but I don't want to be able to just walk through things too easily. But I feel like 6 is where you can get a bunch of interesting stuff done. However, it never becomes boring. Let's go for Sacred Spices off the bat for the rats. Every time we kill a rat, there's going to be a little bit extra health. So our survivability should never be an issue going from here on out. Some of the smaller powers we get is, let's go for Exploding Rats. That'd be pretty good for just clearing the ads. Effects of Maelstrom Weapon increased by 25%. Interesting. That's a new one. So all the healing as well as the damage abilities that use Maelstrom should hit harder. That could be really cool. And then we can go for Phantasma or Immunity. We gotta go for Phantasma. I feel like Immunity is the go-to inside of Torghast, but we'll start investing into our currency, into our, I guess, economy here with Phantasma. It's the smallest and it doesn't feel that good to put the money in there, but you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start small and let it invest over time. Next power we get is gain the effects of Stormkeeper every 15 seconds. That could be pretty good. That's just random hits of Storm Strike that are gonna hit very hard. That's a new power. I've never seen that before. Ooh, each Stormbringer buff consumed gives you a stack of Storm Strikes. So together with Stormbringer, Storm Strikes, we could have it so it's like almost no CD, at least during Ascendance. Or we could further empower Maelstrom Weapon. I think we'll pick up one Elemental Core and just start stacking it early, because then we could have some interesting stuff and interesting combos with it. But in the future, we'll definitely be investing a lot more time into all those other buffs, because they look a lot more, far more interesting than this one. Wait a second. Gain effects of Stormkeeper. Wait, that's the talent. That's not the thing for the Storm Strikes. That's the talent Stormkeeper. Look at that. Stormkeeper. Wait, that's crazy. Wait, that's crazy good. Hold on. Look at that. Chain Lightning. I didn't read it correctly. Apparently I don't know how to read. Wait, this is even cooler. Wait, do the other Shaman specs have it? I think it's worth using this in single target, right? Is it? Hold on, how hard does this hit you? 13k. Well, Stormkeeper is free damage, so I should be using it, I guess. Next power we have is either increase the range of auto attacks and auto shots, and auto attacks and auto shot abilities do 50% more damage. Become immune to silence, so they updated this one quite a bit. Let's actually try it for those autos. I don't think Windfear account for autos, but maybe in some weird way to kind of sort of do it. The next power we're gonna get is, I think we'll start reducing the cooldown of our Vesper Totem. If we can get a bunch of those, we can actually have this thing like at a, I don't know, 30-second CD. Imagine dropping that down together with a bunch of Chain Lightnings. Ooh, that could be a lot of AoE damage all at once. Now, from the vendor, I feel like we're kind of pigeonholed because we are going to be going through quite a bit of this burning debuff that we have inside of Soul Forges. So I think we will have to, by default, pick up ourselves Ravenous Anima Cell and use it on one of the enemy casters. I mean, it's not the greatest bonus because there's so many cool stuff like Feral Spirit's duration increased by 50. I could have so taken that. Chains of Devastation. Cast and Chain Heal makes the next Chain Lightning Insta. Okay, so we could literally play that and actually replace our Healing Surge and have a pretty solid heal if we wanted to. All Nature and Frost damage is dealt increased by 50. That seems really good. This one is also still really good, like basic stuff, but yeah, because I really want to play with pure elemental core. That'd be so much fun, but I feel like I have to pick up a Ravenous Anima Cell just so we can deal with the fire damage. Stunning enemies makes them take 25% more damage. I feel like that's kind of a go-to for any Shaman build, because you can just drop down Capacitor Totem and that's it. You do 25% more damage to that enemy. When Healing Stream Totem heals a target, you have a 25% chance to also cast free Chain Heal at the same time, or a Leech. We'll go with the Chain Heal since I think playing with totems will be the play here. And then we can either go Frost Shock reduces damage enemies do to you, or Remnants. We'll go with Remnants because more damies I feel like is not bad. If we ever struggle with bosses though, then I'll think back to this ability, and then I'll wish that, you know, I picked that up when I first saw it. But we'll just risk it for now. Try to risk for more damage for a moment. Next power we get is your first Bloodlust on the floor does not cause a save effect, but will not occur a cooldown. So basically we get a free Bloodlust every floor. We're gonna grab that immediately. That is gonna be some big value. Next power we can get is each totem around you gives you more damage and healing, which I think I'll do that. That seems really passively good. Okay, so before we fight the first boss, I want to try going over the build that I want to give a go here. We are going to say Forceful Winds because of our legendary. Storm Fury seems really good for the Storm Strikes. But since we are becoming this Elemental Lord here with a couple of these where Maelstrom weapon effects are increased by 75, we also get random Stormkeeper procs from time to time too. It just ends up being really, really strong. This is nature damage. This is a bit of physical damage all combined together. Another physical damage, so I feel like we have to descend from Ascendance. I think we have to go Earthen Spike. Earthen Spike will make the enemy take 20% more nature damage as well as physical damage. And it looks like quite a good portion of our damage is becoming nature and physical. I mean, our lightning bolts are literally one-shotting some of these mobs. So it could be really, really interesting to go from there. And I think that's kind of the build we're going to try out. And take a look at the vendor. There isn't really much we have to buff this damage except for Storm Conduit. I think I will grab one Storm Conduit, even though I feel like it's kind of on the expensive side. And we'll grab at least one Anima Cell and see what we get out of these two. First cell gives even more Frosted Nature damage. I almost want to go Phantasma, but I think I'll grab Storm Conduit for even more Lightning Bolt damage. And then we can go for, I'm thinking the Vesper Totem, so we can use it more often to clear mobs. And then from here, I believe we should grab at least the haste buff. That's really, really strong. And I guess that's all we can afford. So let's try popping every single cooldown on the Observer. And then we'll just Earthen Spike and just start blasting this guy with everything we have. I'm pretty sure a lot of the damage is going to end up being nature damage with lightning bolts. Or chain lightning from Stormkeeper. Oh, look at those lightning bolts. They're doing 38,000 damage, 72,000 damage per cast. What? I didn't even look at the actual number. I was hitting the guy, but I didn't look at the actual number. Oh my god. We are becoming a true hybrid. Dropping a totem grants your party Bloodlust. This can only occur once every 30 seconds. Or you can now order your steward to heal or buff you, which would give me a 600 mastery buff. While under the effects of Bloodlust, you also gain Ascendance. So during Ascendance, we get Wind Strikes. However, during Ascendance, we have all stacks of Elemental Core. So we have a pretty good cooldown reduction where we kind of want to hit Wind Strike over and over and over. I guess I'm thinking to go Bloodlust. I'm thinking to go mini Bloodlust left and right. That'll be really strong. Dropping, is it a totem? Doesn't matter what totem. Dropping a totem every 30 seconds. Yeah, so that's going to be a lots of damage. So let's test it out here. Drop the totem. That should be a lot of haste for us to gain a lot of Maelstrom very, very quickly. Then we can take that Maelstrom and attack these guys. Oh my god, the chain lightning just now. What? We're an actual hybrid. Actually more damage than an elemental shaman. Who needs elemental when you can hit these mobs for so much of their health? Oh my god. We have become the lightning lord. This is so good. This is so fun, dude. Oh, also I realized we are back in the soul forges, so the heat is going to be turned up a notch. I wonder if we need to go grab another orb to reduce the heat. Nature damage gives more nature damage. Let's do it. We're going to do a lot of that. And let's go with versatility. Disarm me? Oh, why would you do that? Why would you disarm me? You can't disarm me. Unless you can take the lightning out of my hands, you can't disarm me. Let's see how well this mini boss can deal with us. We definitely have way too much health for this guy to really stand up to us. But if we go lightning bolt, oh, that's fully buffed up too. That's the buffed up version. Oh my, oh, 91. Wait, that's the biggest hit we had so far. 91,000 crit. That's so good. We can go for even more auto attack damage actually, and even for the range. How much damage is our auto? Could just go for more crit. I think that might just be better. More lightning bolt crits, more damage. Oh my god, did you see those lightning bolts? We actually broke 100k crit. That is awesome. Definitely gonna grab mastery in order to make our damage even higher. Next power we get is Alburon Venom. I think the crit damage and healing is gonna be really good for those lightning bolts if anything crits. I've been pretty lucky with the crit, so if the luck continues, then we could see some interesting numbers. Oh, that's an interesting one. Heart of the Death Seer. Lava Lash damage is increased by 500%, and Lava Lash now spreads your Flame Shock to up to 3 nearby targets. This would be a really cool one to make a build all about. However, I feel like we've done so much nature stuff, we're not gonna go with Heart of the Death Seer, but it would be really cool just to see how much. I mean, 500 more damage, that would be a ton though, wouldn't it? I think this build would be really, really cool. We are going to commit into crit damage because of the nature lightning bolt setup we got going on, but I do want to do another run and make like a fire focused run and hopefully get that power along the way. All right, vendor, second boss room. We have a lot of Phantasma. Do not disappoint me with some of the stuff we can buy. Oh, the heart, dude. The heart. No, I want to try it so badly. I don't think that one stacks, but I want to try it so bad. Let's first get ourselves the plundered cells, see what we get out of those. Offensive with Astral Shift or extra healing. I guess we'll go with Astral Shift. We can either, ooh, Elemental Spirits. Ooh, these guys are gonna do nature damage, aren't they? Okay, now we're going in big damage, big damage, big damage, big damage. Big lightning bolt. Big lightning bolt, hopefully that's good. Oh, what's the hardest hitting one I had? 216,000. Wow. If you ever want Diablo-esque gameplay, this was very Diablo-esque gameplay just now. And the power from here is going to be either Steward can buff me for extra mastery, so it's more damage. Frost Shock instantly just executes enemies, which could be really good if you're struggling with bosses. Basically, 10% health nerf on bosses, or really anybody else. Or certain animal cells offer additional choice. I don't know what this one does, so we're gonna go with the Steward, and we're gonna have our Steward give us a mastery buff, which will make us do even more nature damage. Okay, we're gonna go for stun. Hold on. Big chain lightning, huge chain lightning, big lightning bolt for over 200,000, easily guaranteed 200,000 damage. And then just cleave these guys down, and let's get some more value on the lightning bolt. Might as well, right? We have so many guys here to burn through with this. That was really good damage. I've never done that kind of parkour. I didn't know that would actually work out. Huh, wait, could I do that to, I don't think I have a cage, because I see there's an animal cell. There's no doors to it. There's no way to actually get there, but it's there. It's taunting me. Let's pick up even more health, because you never really know how hard bosses are going to swing at a later time. You know, we're not going to take immunity. I feel like I've cheesed the bosses way too many times with immunity. But when you do get lucky, definitely take the immunity for the bosses. These bosses can be tough, especially if you're still trying to get your layer 8s done for your Torghast. And we'll go with extra stuff here with extra versatility. Screw it, we'll just get a flame shock in there. We'll buy everything here. I don't know if any of this stuff is going to be useful at all. We'll buy everything. But I can say one thing. With the build that we've gotten, if I were doing like a layer 8, I feel like I've even went conservatively enough into this one where I actually had quite a bit of self-heal, a bit of defense, a bit of health. I think we were careful enough where if this was a layer 8, I feel like it would have been a guarantee win, is what I'm trying to say. Spell number might immediately. Big lightning bolts back to back into this guy. He's taking quite a bit of crits here, man. He's taking quite a bit of crits. It's as they're dying, they are exploding by the looks of it. We'll go for another spike. Keep him at bay for a second here. Hoping for another lightning bolt before it's all over. Big lightning bolt. And chain lightnings right after. Well done. That was, oh my god, literally an elemental shaman. I guess earthquake would do a lot of damage here since the more adds, but even on a boss, like, this was good consistent damage. I didn't realize how good this was actually. Next time I see it, definitely gonna tie the earth elemental to earthquake. That will become a big cooldown. A lightning bolt damage, I mean, hit him for 300,000. That was really good. Chain lightning actually got quite a bit of cleave with 118 on somebody. It was really good. It's hilarious how none of my basic abilities really I just gotta give up trying to play enhancement, and I started playing elemental with this build. But yeah, this was my build. This was actually quite a lot of fun. To go over really quickly some of the powers that we've had, just to mouse over them. This was a very enjoyable build. It was interesting to have this build just kind of start out as a typical enhancement build, and very quickly were we able to, and I really like this one here, Bottled Swirling Maelstrom, how it makes Maelstrom effects. I wonder if you can stack it even more than 75. If they make it Maelstrom effects even stronger than they normally are, combined together with some of the mastery buffs and lightning damage and frost damage, which actually could have maybe utilized a bit better with certain abilities. I think it just worked out really well. It was a ton of fun. Definitely a unique playstyle that normally you wouldn't play as Enhanced. It was super enjoyable to actually play different talent like Earth and Spike, and I felt like we actually got quite a bit of value from that one. I feel like they've added and changed quite a few powers in Torghast where you can actually get like a couple solid runs in there, and you can actually have some different builds and try new things. I really like that. They've done a pretty good job here, and I cannot wait to find out what Blizzard is going to do in patch 9.1 with even more Torghast improvements, more powers, potentially different changes, more ability to stack even more of them. Imagine if you could stack this Swirling Maelstrom to like 200%, 300%. That would be really cool. Or if you made certain powers like this guy stackable, so just having raw amount of totems just gives you a passive buff. That could be all very interesting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. This was my first full run as Enhancement inside of Twisted Corridors, where we tried to go for a build, and I felt like we were pretty successful with making almost like a elemental enhancement hybrid build, where we still are an enhancement shaman, but we essentially are slamming lightning bolts and chain lightnings and earthquakes through our earth elemental. We might as well be elemental at this point, dude. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, guys, I'll see all of you in another video.